I don't see why Kell can't win a world title at that weight. No one will know what my fight has done to him until we see him fighting again, but he is a good fighter and we had expected him to move up for a while. Kell is a guy that has a lot of heart, a lot of balls, and is a real fighter. He could easily have vacated the belt and moved up, but he wanted to fight me and not give it up. So I applaud Kell Brook for being a real fighter. I would definitely face Brook again if there was another world title on the line. Those are the words of IBF welterweight world champion Errol Spence. Now, I'm not sure what he said there about Brook becoming a world champion at 154. I'm not sure whether that was wishful thinking on Spence's behalf, or whether that's what he genuinely believes. Errol Spence beat Kell Brook, and he beat him decisively, but it was a tough fight. It was by far the toughest fight of Errol Spence's professional boxing career. He had to dig far deeper against Brook than he has against probably all his previous opponents combined, and then some. That's how tough it was. He may want to convince himself that Brook is a force even at 154 in order to give himself confidence that he is the #1 guy at 147, or that he will still be a viable guy at 154 even. The better Kell Brook does, the better Errol Spence is going to feel about himself. The better he's going to feel about the fact that Kell Brook gave him a very, very tough fight. You know, you have to remember that Errol Spence's trainer, and this could have just been hype, but you never know. Errol Spence's trainer actually said, leading up to the Brook fight, that he believes Errol Spence could beat Kell Brook and Gennady Golovkin. Floyd Mayweather had come out and talked about Errol Spence fighting Canelo Alvarez. You know, these are very high level fighters that they're talking about Errol Spence getting in the ring with, competing with, and potentially beating. Is Errol Spence really on that kind of level? Most of you will probably say no. But in Errol Spence's mind, he may want to elevate Kell Brook and believe Kell Brook to be possibly better than he really is, for the reasons I've outlined, to make himself feel better about the fact that he had a tough fight with Brook. Maybe Kell Brook is good enough to move up to 154 and win a belt. I think it's going to be even tougher at 154 than it was for him at 147. That's just my personal view. He also said Kell Brook has a lot of heart. Now, Kell Brook quit against Errol Spence. Spence didn't beat Brook down about it after the fight. He said, look, Brook should have quit. He did the right thing because he could have lost his eyesight. So Spence was supporting him in the fact that he quit. Kell Brook has certainly shown a lot of heart in his career. He certainly showed a lot of heart in the first Carson Jones fight. He showed a lot of heart in the Golovkin fight. And he showed a lot of heart in the Errol Spence fight up until the moment that he quit. And I can't sit here and tell you that he's not a brave guy. I'm definitely not going to sit here and tell you that if I was in Kell Brook's position, I wouldn't have done the same thing. I don't know what I would have done, but I'm definitely not going to tell you that I wouldn't have done what he did, because I've never been in this position. So I'm not here to judge. But when it comes to bravery, it's all relative, isn't it? It's how brave Kell Brook is relative to other top professional fighters. Not relative to me, the average Joe on the street. No, relative to other top professional fighters. And there are many other top professional fighters who have suffered the kind of injury that Kell Brook suffered there against Errol Spence, and they didn't quit. It never even crossed their mind for a second that they may quit. So, yeah, he's brave up until the point. But he's not one of these guys who are crazy brave. And maybe that's a good thing. The guys who are crazy brave are putting their lives in far more danger. Maybe that's not a responsible thing to do if you're a parent. To put your life in so much danger for what? You're already making nice money. and you're going to go on and potentially get blinded. Imagine how that's going to impact on your kids. Not even just potentially blinded, go on and potentially get killed or become a cripple. How will that impact on the lives of your family? So maybe Kell Brook did the responsible thing, but without getting too sidetracked here, the point I'm making is Errol Spence seems to be giving Kell Brook a hell of a lot of credit. And time will tell whether that's deserved credit or whether it's, and you know, he needs to give him a certain amount of credit because he gave him a tough fight. But when he's talking about Kell Brook moving up to 154 and he don't see why he can't win a title, I think it's going to be difficult for Kell Brook to win a title at 154. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be easy, but that's just my perception at the moment. I think it's very, very tough for him at 154. I don't see how it's going to be in any way easy. I don't know whether there's any of the champions right now, 154, who I'd make Kell Brook a favorite against, especially coming off the 2 eye injuries and taking a knee against Errol Spence. He won't have the kind of size advantage at 154 that he had at 147. So I don't know, man. I wish Kell Brook all the best, and certainly if Kell Brook does go up to 154, wins a belt, maybe wins a couple of belts and beats some big names, that's going to make Errol Spence's performance against him look that much better. And it's going to be so much better for Errol Spence in terms of his resume and his legacy. Bit of a convoluted video here, people, but hopefully you stayed with me and you understood the points I was making in a roundabout way. So let me know how you feel in the comment section below about what Errol Spence has said here. Let me know, people. It's happening. I'm out.